Welcome to this video on nationalism in India, covering the making of a nation during the crucial years of the early 20th century, specifically focusing on the CBSE Class 10 history curriculum. Between 1915 and 1934, India underwent a profound transformation, moving from fragmented local acts of resistance toward a unified, collective national identity, driven by the non-cooperation and civil disobedience movements. The First World War acted as a catalyst for change. The economic strain was immense. Prices doubled, defense spending spiked, and new taxes were introduced. Coupled with forced recruitment and devastating famines, these hardships fueled widespread national discontent. Let's review what we have learned so far. The war saw the introduction of income tax, price levels doubled, and, quote, forced recruitment involved villagers being coerced into the army. Millions perished in the aftermath, solidifying the movement against colonial rule. In 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India. He introduced the philosophy of satyagraha, a weapon of the strong, emphasizing truth and nonviolence. His early experiments in Champaran, Kheda, and Ahmedabad proved the effectiveness of this method. These early, localized victories in Bihar and Gujarat were pivotal. They successfully addressed issues faced by indigo planters, peasants, and mill workers, providing Gandhi with the confidence to organize a larger, nationwide movement. Satyagraha redefined resistance. It is not passive, nor a weapon of the weak. Rather, it is an active soul force that seeks to appeal to the conscience of the oppressor, rejecting physical force in favor of truth. The 1919 Rowlatt Act ignited a cycle of repression. From the implementation of an unjust law and the resulting peaceful protests to the administration's paranoia and the declaration of martial law, this period became a flashpoint for the independence struggle. The situation reached a breaking point at Jallianwala Bagh. General Dyer's brutal actions were intended to instill terror, yet they only deepened the resolve of the Indian people. Amidst this, the Khilafat issue emerged as a unique opportunity for Hindu-Muslim unity. Reviewing Phase 2, the Rowlatt Act allowed 2-year detentions. General Dyer was the commander at Jallianwala Bagh. Gandhi supported the Khilafat issue specifically to bridge the divide between Hindus and Muslims. Gandhi's premise in Hind Swaraj was that British rule survived because Indians cooperated. The Khilafat movement, triggered by the treatment of the Ottoman emperor, provided the unity needed to launch a non-cooperation movement, formalized at the 1920 Nagpur session. The non-cooperation movement unfolded in stages, surrendering titles, boycotting foreign goods and institutions, and preparing for full civil disobedience. The alliance with the Khilafat movement was central to this national effort. Economic boycotts severely impacted the British Empire. Between 1921 and 1922, the value of foreign cloth imports dropped significantly, from over 100 crore to 57 crore rupees, as Indians embraced domestic textile production. Despite early successes, the urban movement faced challenges. Alternative institutions were slow to develop, and for many, the cost of hand-woven khadi was prohibitive compared to mass-produced imports, causing some to return to British-run schools and court. In the countryside of Awadh, the struggle for Swaraj took on a different form. Peasants fought against high rents and forced labor, organizing under the Oud Kisan Sabha. The movement, however, often moved beyond the peaceful methods envisioned by Congress leaders. Moving to 1928, the Bardoli Satyagraha in Gujarat serves as a key example of peasant resistance. Led by Vallabhbhai Patel, this movement was a direct challenge to the government's decision to increase land revenue. In the Gudam Hills of Andhra Pradesh, a militant guerrilla movement emerged. Tribal communities, pushed to the brink by colonial forest laws that restricted their traditional livelihood, followed the charismatic leader Alluri Sitaram Raju. Raju's leadership was complex. While he drew inspiration from the non-cooperation movement, promoting the use of khadi and abstinence from alcohol, he believed that India's liberation could only be achieved through violent force. For plantation workers in Assam, the concept of Swaraj was interpreted quite literally. They viewed it as a freedom to move and a promise of land in their own villages, defying the restrictive Inland Emigration Act of 1859. Tragically, their quest for freedom ended in hardship. Many workers were intercepted by the police during strikes and were brutally beaten, their dream of returning home shattered by the harsh realities of colonial authority. The non-cooperation movement came to an abrupt end in 1922 following the incident at Chauri Chaura. A peaceful demonstration in a local bazaar spiraled into violence, leading to a clash with the police. For Mahatma Gandhi, this violence signaled that the movement had lost its ideological purity. He immediately called for a halt, believing the people were not yet ready for a mass struggle based on true nonviolence. Looking back, the 1920s marked a historic shift in Indian nationalism. It moved beyond an elite debate in urban centers to become a powerful, shared emotion that unified diverse groups against colonial rule. Though the movement did not immediately achieve Swaraj, its legacy was profound. It proved that peasants, workers, and the middle class could be unified under a single anti-colonial identity, permanently altering India's future. The fabric of freedom was being woven during these years. It was complicated and stained by the realities of violence. Yet the psychological grip of the British Empire had been irreversibly weakened. As we conclude this overview, reflect on the different layers of the struggle. From non-violent satyagraha to local militant uprisings, each incident played a role in the broader quest for independence. The lessons learned from the failures and successes of the 1920s paved the way for subsequent movements, teaching leaders and the public alike the challenges of organizing mass resistance. Remember that history is not just about dates and events. It is about the stories of the people who shaped them, whether in the fields of Gujarat or the hills of Andhra. Thank you for joining this exploration of India's journey toward nationhood. Understanding these pivotal years is essential for grasping the complexities of the struggle for independence. Stay tuned for further lessons as we continue to delve into the history of the Indian national movement. Keep learning and keep exploring our collective past. Following the suspension of the non-cooperation movement, an internal debate emerged within the Congress. Some leaders, tired of mass struggle, advocated for participating in the provincial council elections. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party to argue for a return to council politics, believing that they could resist British policies from within the legislative structures. Conversely, younger leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhas Chandra Bose pushed for more radical, mass-based agitation and full independence, signaling a split in the movement's strategic direction. Two factors shaped Indian politics in the late 1920s: the global economic depression and the Simon Commission, which arrived in 1928 but lacked any Indian representatives. The Simon Commission faced immediate backlash. Across India, it was greeted with the slogan, "Go Back Simon," uniting the Congress and the Muslim League in a collective protest. In response to the protests, the Viceroy Lord Irwin announced a vague offer of Dominion status in 1929. However, this did little to satisfy the aspirations of the nationalist leaders. At the 1929 Lahore session of the Congress, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the demand for Purna Swaraj, or full independence, was formally adopted. It was decided that January 26, 1930, would be celebrated as Independence Day, and the people were urged to take a pledge to fight for the complete independence of India. Gandhi realized that salt was a powerful symbol that could unite the nation. It was a common necessity used by both rich and poor, making it the perfect focal point for protest. On January 31, 1930, Gandhi sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin stating 11 demands. These ranged from specific industrial interests to the abolition of the salt tax. When Irwin refused to negotiate, Gandhi launched the Salt March. Accompanied by 78 volunteers, he walked 240 miles from the Sabarmati ashram to the coastal town of Dandi. On April 6th, he reached Dandi, reached down and manufactured salt by boiling seawater. This simple act formally signaled the start of the civil disobedience movement. The civil disobedience movement had begun. People across the country began breaking salt laws, boycotting foreign cloth, and picketing liquor shops as the tide of resistance rose once again.